you guys? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. I'm sitting down today because it is that time of year again. It is the Sephora savings event, and as I do every time they have a savings event, I'm going to go through, talk about my favorite products at the moment. I'm going to show you how I apply them, my recommendations. I'm also testing out a few new products, and I'll give you my reviews and thoughts on them. I also haven't done like an updated makeup favorites video in a long time, so I'm really excited to share these products with you and show you how I apply them. These are truly my ride or die, my absolute favorites, the products I cannot live without. I always love stocking up on my favorites during these savings events, but I also love testing out new products. It's just such a great time to do that, and I'm super excited that this video is in partnership with Sephora, which is crazy. Seems like an absolute dream come true every time I get to work with them. And if you are not a beauty insider already, I'll make sure to leave a link down below in the description where you can sign up to become one. So the sale officially starts for Rouge members on April 4th. It will go until the 14th and you will get 20% off. For VIP members, you will get 15% off, and that will start for you on April 8th and go also to the 14th of April. And then for Insider members, we'll get 10% off, and that will also run from April 8th till April 14th. All Insider members get 30% off the Sephora collection, which they have. One of my favorite lip products is from them. I'll show you how I use it. It is like a lip liner. Anyways, so amazing. You get 30% off, and then you also get free shipping. So now is the time, like I said, to stock up on your favorites, stock up on my favorites, test out some new products, and just, you know, who doesn't love a good savings event? Who doesn't love saving money? So I have a lot I'm going to talk about. I don't want to, make this video 4 hours long. It's already going to be long, but I will leave everything linked down below for you guys to check out. But yeah, I think that's all. Let's get right into it. I like to go in with a dewy base. So I have a few different favorites from Sephora. My two favorites, I have two different kind of ones that I alternate between. The first is the Airbrush Flawless Finish from Charlotte Tilbury. This has been a favorite of mine for the longest time, but I really love mixing these two products together from Say and then also from Makeup by Mario. This is actually supposed to be a face contour, which I am going to use as a face contour a little bit later, but I really like mixing them together just to create a very dewy, bronzy base. It's gonna look a little bit crazy at first. The color of it, the way it just sits on your skin is perfect. This is what truly gives you that super glowy, flawless base. Ever since I stopped using foundation and I just used concealer really as my foundation, I find that my makeup looks so much more flawless, but above that, my makeup stays looking flawless all day. I feel like when you have so many layers on your skin, moisturizer, primer, foundation, concealer, it's just a lot going on, and I personally find my makeup lasts so much longer, like night and day. Not even comparable. I go in with one shade under my eyes to really brighten it up. I don't use a beauty blender. I really blend it in with this brush. This brush is a national treasure. I don't think I can ever go back to using a beauty blender or a beauty sponge to apply my concealer and my makeup. This makeup combo that I'm showing you guys will make you look poreless. If there's one thing about me, I love me a good cream contour. I love doing a lot of my steps with cream so I don't have to layer a lot of powder on. But this is a new discovery of mine. It's the Anastasia cream contour in the shade Halftone. It is the perfect neutrally kind of contour shade. You see how it's not so dark? It kind of has a cool undertone, so it's really going to give you those shadows on your face. And with this, I kind of just put it at my cheekbone. I put a little bit at my top, not too much because it does verge kind of on the grayish tone, and I don't want to look like a dying corpse, okay? So I try not to go overboard with this. I stopped getting masseter Botox because it made me look like a Skeletor. I still want a slimmer face, so I put a little bit here, and then I'll just go in, and this brush is also a #1 favorite. It's from IT Cosmetics. This is probably my most versatile brush. I use this sometimes to put my concealer to blend it in if I just am in a rush, or I use this to blend in my cream contour. Look at how easily that blended in. Even though this brush is so spectacular, it really is this brush that I cannot live without it. Then I'm going to go in with a little bit of this Makeup by Mario product, really to give me like a bronzy look all over my face. I like this because it's so sheer. You can either apply it with the pump or go in with the doe foot applicator, which I love that you can use both. I'm gonna dot a little bit onto my forehead, and like I said, this is super sheer. I also have the shade light medium, so it's really not that dark, but it does just give you that little extra little bit of bronziness. Now moving on to cream blush. I have not stopped using this blush palette since I got it. It is phenomenal. It is from One Size. I love so many products from One Size. They're so good. You get a cream blush, you get a powder blush, and you get a highlight. Now this highlight is alarming. I feel like it kind of resembles something that you would get from Claire's. So pigmented. Been really into these like baby doll pinky colors. I also really love these Say blushes in this color. I just love overall a baby doll pink, but this is the one I've been reaching for the most. And you know, the true test are the products that I pack with me when I go stay at my boyfriend's house, and I do not leave the house without this one. To actually set my face, I've been loving this Makeup by Mario powder, and I've been loving using it on a powder puff. So I'll go in and make sure that all of my creases, everything is out of there, and then I'll pick up a little bit, blow off the excess or dab off the excess, and really push the product into my skin. And I truly feel like this is one of the major things that makes my skin look poreless. And don't get me wrong, my skin is not poreless. I have a lot of pores. However, this makeup combination, this technique makes you look like you are poreless. I don't know if I'm really stuck in 2016 or what, but I cannot stop baking my face. Okay, I just feel like there's truly nothing that gets your face looking as flawless as baking. Typically on the daily, if I'm running out the door, I really put bronzer in the crease of my eye and call it a day. If I'm getting a little fancy, I will go in with the Makeup by Mario, what is it, Soft Mattes, Master Mattes palette. And I kind of mix a few shades to add a little bit of depth. If you're someone who does a neutral eye every day like me, this is a phenomenal palette. But I finally got my hands on the Armani Liquid Eye Tint in the shade 22, okay? I've been on the hunt for this for what feels like an eternity. This is apparently the only product you need on your eye. I already love the eye tint in the shade, well, it rubbed off, but it's the, I'll have the name in the description. It's like the soft shimmery lighter color. Thought we could test this out, put the shimmery one on, and then see if it's worth all the hype it's been getting, because this is the only eye product I've been hearing about for the last year. It's like a bronzy color. I'm gonna try blending it out with my brush. Oh yeah, that is a perfect bronzy color. I see what the hype is about. That blended out so beautifully in about 1 second when I would typically need to layer bronzer. Wow, I didn't expect to like that as much. Whenever a product is so hyped up, for some reason, I always expect it to be actually terrible. In my mind, I'm like, a product could not be worth all that hype. The sparkly bronzy shade is also very phenomenal. Concentrated on my lid, but I do blend this with my finger up into my crease. It's very subtle. I love a sparkle that is almost unnoticeable, and it just looks like a glimmer. Verdict is in. I can definitely see why people are so obsessed with these eye tints. A winged liner is by far one of my favorite things in the world. I feel like it's truly what completes a look. It's the thing that elevates your look to the next level, and I feel like a lot of people are intimidated by it when you truly don't have to be. When you use a really good creamy pencil, it's easy. When you stop trying so hard, it's easy. I feel like the best lines are the ones you kind of just slap on, and if we're being honest, no one is looking that closely at your eyeliner. So just slap it on there and call it a day. I've talked about this before, but I'll go over my tips. What I do for my eyeliner is I'll start at the corner and I just draw a straight line out. Not so high, not straight out, kind of like in the middle. Then I'll go kind of like halfway through the line and then just connect it to the top of my lash line. And I'll go in and kind of connect it and smudge it out, but I never go past my pupil. If I feel like I want it to be brought out more, instead of using my actual eyeliner, I'll take my nail and like hold my eye a little bit taut. It'll naturally just like extend it. The inner portion of your eye is what truly brings the whole look together. For this, the easiest way that I have found to do it is to actually turn your head so that the eye you're working on is facing the mirror. I'll go in and just fill, and then you go in and just kind of tight line this portion of your eye, and then I just extend the waterline. The goal here is to really make your eye look longer and bigger and more like a cat fox eye. Another eyeliner that I just have to talk about is the Makeup Forever eyeliner in the shade Limitless Brown. I love this pencil so much because it is the most versatile product I have in my makeup collection. I do use this as an eyeliner when I just want a more soft brown look, but I've also used this as a lip liner. I've also used this to put fake freckles on. I've used this to fill in my eyebrows. I'm going to go ahead and wipe off this bake. Then I'm going to go in with this little brush. This is the Hourglass number 12 brush. I'm going to pick up a little bit more of this Armani eyeshadow and just blend it under my eye. For my mascara, I was not expecting to love this product as much as I do. It is the Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water Clean Tubing Mascara. I only have a little sample, but it's really been the only mascara that I've been using, and I love it. You'll see how nice it makes my eyelashes. It separates them, it gives them volume, it gives them everything they need. The bronzer I've been reaching for the most recently is actually, well, you can see how much I've been reaching for it. It's the Laguna Original Bronzer from NARS. I feel like this is just the perfect shade for a bronzer. It's not too cool, it's not too warm, it's not so intensely pigmented that it's hard to use, but it's definitely pigmented enough. Of course, I've been using the Morphe M527 bronzer brush. I feel like this has been in every Sephora favorites video I've ever posted on my channel, but it's honestly just absolutely amazing, and it applies your bronzer in the perfect airbrushed even way. Next bronzer I want to talk about is the Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer in the shade Saddle, and this is the bronzer that I use when I really want to intensify certain parts of my face. So I'll pick up a little bit, kind of brush it off. It's very pigmented, and then I'll put it at the very perimeter of my face. I don't kind of blend it in all over. I just put it where I really want to intensify my bronziness. And lastly, an oldie but a goodie is the Makeup Forever Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Perfector in, I use the shade medium, but it's so beautiful. It has a bronzer that kind of blends with a highlighter, and I just mix it all together, and by putting this on my face, it just creates a filter-like effect, a glowiness. I would be remiss if I did not talk about my favorite blushes from MAC, the Glow Play Cushiony Blush. So I don't want to talk about these too much because I do talk about them in every single favorites video. They really have a cushiony-like texture. And what I like so much about that is that you can use it as a cream blush, you can use it as a powder blush. It blends well, it layers so well. Another one I have to come back to is the One Size blush. This one also looks really, really good. Super pigmented. It's just phenomenal. I did just get a new blush in the shade Mia, which is actually Etan's little sister's name, one of my favorite people in the world, and it is just a beautiful, look at that color. It is, I wanted something, because I tend to gravitate towards like baby pinks, I wanted to try something that was a little bit different. This definitely has more of like a peachiness to it. I'm just gonna pick it up. This, ooh, looks very pigmented. It is. It is, but it blends really, really nicely. Okay, this gives you a really nice sun-kissed look. Wow. It also has a tiny little bit of a shimmer. I love when a product has a little bit of a shimmer because it really makes you look poreless. It makes you look flawless. I'm going to be repetitive with this. I really do still love the Rare Beauty Flaunt Cream Highlighter, and I really fell in love with the powder highlighter in the same color, but after only a few, literally just fell out. After only a few days, it crumbled. However, I can't stop using it because it's just so easy, and it gives you, I don't know if you're able to see on camera, but it gives you the most perfect highlight. Now, this is not like a subtle glowing from within highlight. For the daytime, I do enjoy just putting a little bit of this Say highlighter on my face where I want to look a little bit glowier. I feel like it just gives a very natural highlighted look. As you can see here, it's very pretty. Moving on to what is my absolute favorite part of my makeup routine. It's the part that I truly feel like everything comes together, and that is my lips. I recently discovered these Merit lip liners, which I have never used a lip product like this. It is the cream creamiest. It's kind of like a sheer lip liner, which sounds odd. It sounds like, why would you want a sheer lip liner? But it kind of acts and behaves a little bit more like a contour. You can see just by how I'm gliding it on, it glides on so easily. What I like about this so much is that this is the perfect liner for every day. This is the perfect liner if you want to just throw this on with a little bit of lip balm and call it a day, because you can see it blends so easily. This is a gloss from Refi. I have it in clear, in this oak color, which you can see it's like a nudie beige. And so I'm just gonna apply this in the middle of my lips. And then of course have to put a little pop of brightness in the center. This is KKW from Charlotte Tilbury, one of my most used lipsticks. And I feel like this is one of the lip combos that I gravitate the most to because it's just so easy to throw on. Now the next lip combo is a little bit different. I've been loving using the Sephora Cream Lip Stain in the shade Hazel. I apply this where I would just a regular lip liner. And the reason I like using this is because it is a lip stain. So as it fades throughout the day, that stain is going to stay in place. Then on top of it, I'll either go in with the Fenty, oh, this is so good. This is the Fenty Blazed Donut High Shine Lipstick Gloss Stick. What I like so much about this is that it's like a lipstick lip gloss in one. So you just pop it on and it's glossy, it's bright. But I just got this lip gloss from Makeup Forever. It's their Super Boost Gloss in the shade Latte Glaze. It's a light nudie pinky color. And I just apply this in the center. Oh, it's the perfect, you guys, it's the perfect color. I love products like this because you don't need to layer a lipstick and a gloss. You could just go in with the gloss. Then I'm going to show you how I use this Makeup Forever lip pencil in Limitless Brown. I know this is looking alarming to you, but just bear with me. Okay, a few more lip liners I just have to talk about. I know I talked about so many of them, but like I said, they're my passion. The Tower 28 lip liner in the shade Work of Art. I love a pinkier brownie nude. Next, the Makeup by Mario lip liner in the shade Tan. It's a little bit lighter, a little bit more on the peachy side. And finally, this one I've been using so much. It's the One Size lip pencil in the shade Rent Dew. And this is when I want a little bit of a darker lip color. I just want to show you guys the Merit lip pencil swatch so you can have an idea of how it compares. You can see how much lighter and how much of a sheer lip pencil it is, but when you blend it in, when you're going for that natural look, it's perfect. And then recently, I cannot stop putting fake freckles and fake moles on my face. I've been really loving a fake mole. I feel incomplete without my fake mole, and I'll normally do two. It all started because I got a pimple right here, and I was like, kind of like it. So I just use Freck. I dot it on, and I also like one right here. I'll let it dry for a sec, and then I'll just kind of dab it off. My favorite setting spray from Sephora is the One Size. Am I a One Size's #1 fan? It seems like that. Until Dawn setting spray. If you want your makeup to last literally all day, all night, till tomorrow, this is a setting spray. Don't breathe though, because it does smell kind of toxic. All right, now moving on to skincare. For me, with skincare, I truly feel like less is more. I feel like whenever I try a billion new serums or when I try to really overcomplicate my routine, that is when my skin is the least happy with me. So I really cut down my skincare routine, but there's a few products that I simply cannot live without. I want to go on and talk about this forever because I've talked about this so many times, but this is the Paula's Choice 2% BHA Liquid Exfoliant. This has been in probably my last 10 Sephora favorites videos, and I truly cannot imagine my life without this. I truly know that this is a product that keeps my skin looking clear and as poreless as possible. But I did find a new cleanser that I absolutely love. It is from Youth to the People, the Papaya and Vitamin C Ginger Root Lactic Acid Exfoliate and Brighten Superfood Cleanser. So I'll go in and use like a balm to get my makeup off, and then I'll use this cleanser. And what I love so much about this cleanser is the texture of it. It's just such a unique texture. I've never felt felt a cleanser like this. But on top of it, and more importantly than the fun texture it has, is how clean it makes my skin. I feel like after, I could really feel that my skin has been properly cleansed. Another honorable mention I have to talk about is the Tatcha Silk Sunscreen with SPF 50. It is a hydrating mineral sunscreen. What I truly love about this is that it is a mineral sunscreen, but it's not a typical mineral sunscreen. Typically a mineral sunscreen is going to be white, it's going to be hard to blend in, but this one has a kind of nudie color to it and it blends in seamlessly. It doesn't break me out, which is also really important. I feel like a lot of sunscreens break me out. My next product is a product that can be either used on your face, but that's not how I use it. It is the Ordinary Glycolic 7% Exfoliating Toner, a daily AHA toner to improve skin texture, tone, and luminosity. Luminosity. That was a tough one for me. So this is a toner that would be great on your skin. It does have those chemical exfoliants, but the way that I like to use it is actually under my armpits, okay? There is a scientific study. I don't know if there's a scientific study. There probably is. But I have heard that using a chemical exfoliant like an AHA or a BHA wash or even a toner like this under your armpits will prevent you from smelling. I get out of the shower and I put this toner on and it prevents me from smelling under my armpits, because one thing about me, I've said this once, I'll say this a million times, I'm not ashamed of it. I am a smelly girl, okay? I'm not that like girl who doesn't have to wear deodorant and doesn't smell. That's my best friend, okay? And I hate her for it every day. She just doesn't smell. And I am trying to be a little bit healthier with the products that I use. So I wanted to cut out aluminum deodorants and I turned to Salt and Stone. Now these are a favorite. These are an ultimate favorite. These smell so good, okay? I didn't want to jump on the Salt and Stone bandwagon for a long time because I was skeptical. I didn't think that aluminum-free deodorants would be good enough, honestly, for me. Like, I didn't think they would work well enough. They do. I've used them alone and they prevent me from smelling. But, you know, I like having that added protection. When I use this under my armpits, there was no smell happening. Not for days. Not for days. You will not be smelling. On top of them just working and like doing their job as a deodorant, they smell phenomenal, okay? The one that really first caught my attention is this one right here, Saffron and Cedar. Whenever I see the word saffron, I'm immediately intrigued by it because that is one of the main scents in Baccarat Rouge. And I was not disappointed to open it up and discover that it smells identical to Baccarat Rouge. Now, what's great about Salt and Stone is that they also have body washes, body creams, and body sprays in all of their scents. So if you are someone who loves Baccarat Rouge but doesn't love the price tag, check out this scent from Salt and Stone. The next scent that I have I like even more is Black Rose and Oud. This scent reminds me of the scent Thé Noir from Le Labo, which is a phenomenal fragrance, one of my all-time favorite. It's like a unisex scent. It smells so good. If you ever have the chance to smell it, I would definitely recommend it. But this one smells like Thé Noir, but a slightly more feminine version. I feel like maybe it is the rose in it. I don't know. There is something about this that put me into a trance. Okay, I love that scent so much that I actually picked up the body wash, the body cream, and this I guess will lead into the fragrances. I also picked up the body spray. That is how good the scent is. I wish I could walk around with this permanently under my nose. That is how good it smells. I feel like it just makes showering and putting your cream on just like truly an enjoyable experience. But if you're someone who doesn't like strong scents, you will not like this. This is like truly fragrance. Another scent I want to recommend to you and that I've been using non-stop is this Merit fragrance. I got this a few months ago and it's been oh my gosh, it smells so good. It's been the fragrance that I have been going back to time and time again for my everyday perfume because it smells really clean. Kind of reminds me of a scent I used to get in Greece. It was like a children's fragrance. Now, don't let that throw you off, but they would have a girl's one and a boy's one, and it smelled like, this smells like the boy's fragrance. I always use the boy's one because it smelled so good. And this really reminds me of that scent. Moving on to hair care products, there's 3 products I want to share with you, but there's really only one that matters, okay? This is the K18 Air Wash Dry Shampoo. This is the most unique dry shampoo I've ever seen in the sense that it is actually a liquid. So when you spray it, it's a wet liquid. It'll actually make your hair like slightly damp, but somehow it doesn't ruin your hairstyle or make your hair frizzy or do anything. It really absorbs all of the oil and gives you fresh hair. Now, this is this is a groundbreaking product, okay? Because I am on day 8 hair here, and I don't even feel like I need to wash it. Now, that is kind of gross, I will admit, day 8 hair. But it feels clean. It feels fresh. It doesn't look greasy. Normally by this point my hair is up, my hair is itching, my scalp is itching. I feel like I could go 3 more days. The next product I want to talk about is this Grwm hair mask. Now I feel like Grwm, you either love it or you hate it. You love the scent or you hate it. I absolutely love it. I could bathe in this all day long. I have the perfume. It smells so good. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of her hair oil. I'm not the biggest fan of her other products, but I am a big fan of this product, this hair mask. I don't know if this is the same mask that she used to have, the hydrating one, but let me tell you, it's all the same packaging, okay? This packaging is phenomenal. A++ to whoever came up with this packaging. Did I buy it for the packaging? Yes, but you know what? The mask is actually really, really amazing. All right, so that was a lot of yapping from me. I feel like I've definitely covered everything, all of my favorites at the moment. Like I said, I will list everything that I use down below. I want to know what your favorites are, what you think I need to pick up. I also want to know if you've tried anything that I recommended that has become a favorite of yours. Anyways, I love you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe for new videos every single week, and I'll see you guys back here next time. Bye.